monster. You knew what you were part of at every turn. All the people you killed for me. Did you plead for their lives? I ask you, who's the monster?
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Boom, 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 boom. I can't stand the rain.
It's my window. Who sang that? Originally, who
Mr.
sang it?
Yellow. Oh,
No,
who sang?
originally, yeah.
Originally. Who did that
Originally.
sample? Who she sampled it from?
Yes.
I don't know.
I want to say Tina Turner.
There you go. Ask Jake. Is Jake in the house yet? Ask Jake.
Jake won't know. This from the 80s, man. He won't know that. Anyway, welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. This we're Nerd is New Bully. I'm my host Leroy, aka When I Was a Boy. That's my best Kingpin impression. With my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Bobalicious Fett.
There you go. Think you did that before, but hey, it's a classic.
There
It's
you
new
go.
to you. All right.
Greatest
Oh,
hits. Yes.
guess what? Guess who's here? Besides the AI.
Oh, yes. Our good friend, the robots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our boy Jake. What's good? Okay, Jake. We're gonna.
Oh, yeah. Jake is in the house. What up?
Jake is in the house. We're gonna give you a query, Jake, because you were just on our mind. Who sampled? Well, who was the original "I Can't Stand the Rain" singer? I want to say Tina Turner, but I think Tina Turner got it from somebody else myself. So I think she redid it, and then Missy Elliott redid it. But Missy Elliott might have been sampling Tina Turner. I don't know. So maybe it's a rabbit hole, but we ain't got time for that. We got other stuff to do. No time for tomfoolery tonight. Eli, are you ready to make some content?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Subscribe. Yeah.
All that.
Smash the like button and subscribe.
Yeah, we're doing all that. And plus, also want to say happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody right now. This is an inside joke. If you know what first off, I want Jonathan Majors to quit talking about Coretta Scott King. He doesn't know Coretta Scott King. His girlfriend is not Coretta Scott King. He told his British girlfriend, act more like Coretta Scott King, and she was on the recording like, I'm sorry, Jonathan, I didn't know how to act like Coretta Scott King. I'm like, come on, man. That's why you're in trouble now. Anyway. Thank you. Thank
wow.
you,
Google. Look at yeah.
Google, aka Jake. I knew Tina Turner got it from somebody. Okay, so yeah.
Our guy in the chair. Shout out to Jake.
Exactly. We knew he was gonna come through. But like I said, we're back with an episode. We got a new episode. We talked about some stuff last week. We talked about some stuff this week, and we got a show we're gonna talk about. Like I said, we watched a show this week on Disney Plus. I didn't talk to Eli about it. Eli didn't talk to me about it. We don't know how we feel about it. We know how the internet feels about it, but we didn't talk about it. We didn't put our 2 cents in because, right?
Even before before it even dropped, we knew what the internet.
We knew what the internet was going to say, but the internet is so predictable. We know what they're going to say. But the thing about shows like this is that, you got to sit back and and the thing is, when did it drop? Eli, Tuesday? Wait, Echo drop?
I think it was Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, so in
Tuesday,
internet terms, it's like 5 years ago. Everybody said what they wanted to say. Everybody didn't talk about it. Everybody didn't drove into the ground. Everybody got their think pieces. Everybody got their 2 cents in, except for us. So basically, nobody's opinion counts until we say something. So now you have the leading authority.
Our word is what matters.
Our words matter, or our word doesn't matter because we're too fucking biased. It doesn't matter what we say. One way or another, we're going to talk about it. So we're just going to jump into it. Like I said, we're going to talk about a show that we watched that dropped not only on Disney Plus, but also dropped on Hulu. And it was Echo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I saw some people talking about They dropped the first 5 episodes of Echo. No, this is the only 5 episodes of Echo. This is it. This is the show. They did not drop the first 5 episodes. You're gonna see something next week. No, this is it. 5 episodes. Get in, get out. That is it. Now, normally when we talk about Disney stuff and Marvel stuff and TV shows and movie shows, it's usually me.
Usually, yeah.
Usually, but
yeah.
But this time I'm going to fall back. I'm going to be the sidekick this week. Last week, Eli was Tonto. This week, I'm Reginald Bill Johnson. So I'm going to fall back, let Eli do his thing, let him get off what he's going to talk about the show, because Eli's opinion matters on this show. Nobody else's.
Yeah.
Not the internet, not Twitter, not YouTube. Just Eli's. So Eli, let it rip. What you say, whatever you got to say about Echo, and let it rip.
Okay. Yes, Echo. Well, I liked it.
Okay. There you go. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, it was cool. Fuck your opinion. We out. No. No. I liked it. I thought I enjoyed it. I know I don't watch every Marvel show. I do watch a lot of them. I have watched a lot. I missed Secret Invasion. I did because I was watching all the kinds of other shit. I just did. Yeah. So I'm not.
Here's the thing, Eli.
I
the
don't
ones that you
catch
miss
everything.
are the ones. The ones that you miss are the ones everybody miss. So
okay,
it's fine. You're all the same.
Yeah. You pick up the slack. You pick up the slack.
Yeah, I'll watch Dagger on Freeform and all this shit and review that. I do that stuff. So
yes, you watched all the you are the Arrowverse expert.
Right.
You're the WB expert. Yeah.
Let's review Batwoman season 3. Let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this. And yes, I'm native, so of course I was gonna watch this. And this, because this spun out of Hawkeye, I thought
I
Echo's
let people know.
story. Yeah. Well, I thought Echo's story was.
Yeah, I just got to say this. That a lot of people thinking this. What do I need to watch to prepare for this show? You need to watch Hawkeye. That is all you need to watch. Hawkeye.
And not really. And you don't really have to watch Hawkeye because the first episode basically recapped everything that happened in Hawkeye.
Pretty much. So, it was just whole season of Hawkeye. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Echo made her on-screen debut in the Hawkeye series, which was what I enjoyed about the Hawkeye series. I liked her character. I thought she was badass. I thought it stuck pretty close to her comic origins, other than Hawkeye killing her dad instead of, and the whole Daredevil thing, because Kingpin did blame it on Daredevil in the comics. But it stuck pretty close to the comic book origins. And I liked her character. And so I was interested when they gave her the series. So yeah, I watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I thought the action was dope. I was really into the fight scenes. I liked the storyline. I thought it was just a simple superhero tale, or anti-hero turned superhero tale,
right.
It had bits of crime drama and all that stuff. It had good representation of indigenous people, which is nice to see. We're not, this ain't the Kansas City Chiefs. This is real native shit, so that's nice to see. I hardly ever get to see anything like that.
Being represented.
Yeah. This ain't the Halloween costumes and shit. This is real native shit, so that was cool to see. I thought it was short and breezy. It was an easy 5 episodes that I was able to binge in a night, so it didn't drag on like the Netflix series. Like all them shows were like a few episodes too long. You know what I mean? Not that I'm not dogging on them, and well, maybe I will dog on that fucking shitty Punisher show, but those shows tended to drag on a little bit. This was just in and out, short and breezy. Like I said, I liked her character. I thought, she had cool screen presence. She's real, like that Alaqua Cox who plays Echo. She is actually deaf. She's actually an amputee. She's actually native. Plus she looks like she can kick it. I mean, is it just me or does she look big? Like she looks like she can whip ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she looks like
convincing in those scenes. That's the thing.
Yeah, she looks like she like, you know, when you watch her in those fight scenes, she's just as tall as the rest of those dudes she's beating up. You know what I'm saying? So
it made me wonder, like, was she like a stunt woman or something before?
Yeah, well, I know
where did she come from? That's my thing.
Yeah, I think she does. She like has some sort of kickboxing background.
Okay.
But she was convincing. She looked like I believed it. You know, I know it's superheroes and shit, but yeah, you watch Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, you kind of got to suspend your belief. Yeah, this is comic books, but I bought
between the scenes,
her.
You know,
Yeah. I bought Alaqua Cox as Echo, so I thought that was cool. Yeah, she was intimidating, and you know, just she brooded. I bought her. You know, she was brooding better than fucking Bruce Wayne and shit. you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thought it was. I was into the storyline. It was true to the comics. This show really borrowed heavily from the Phoenix Song comic series that came out a couple years ago. After, you know, Echo's had a long journey in the comics. She started out as an anti-hero, as a Daredevil villain. That is true. She did work for Kingpin. She was a protege of Kingpin. Kingpin did have her dad killed. She did go and get revenge and shoot Kingpin in the face. That's all in the comics. So all that shit is all in the comics. But then after that, she became Ronin. You know, she was the original Ronin. She killed Elektra, who turned out to be a Skrull. You know, eventually in Jason Aaron's Avengers run, she got the Phoenix Force and saved the universe and shit.
The multiverse, but yeah.
Save reality, whatever. She beat the Phoenix Force, all that shit. And then it also is established that she comes from a long line of native super beings. Like she does some sort of superpower does run in her family tree. So that is also in the comics.
Okay, so the show didn't just pulled it out their ass. That was
that is recently been in that one Daredevil and Echo series that came out. You know, the one that Taboo wrote, where Matt Murdock had the gangs of New York great grandfather, and it turns out that Echo had a creeping death. That was the debut of that Echo's descendant creeping death. This other native woman hero with powers and shit. So yeah, that's been established that Echo comes from a long line of superpowered indigenous beings. So that's in there. So yeah, like I said, and in the Phoenix Song comic series, she does go back to the res. She does go and hide out for a while and kind of basically reconnects with her family, reconnects with her roots. And it's a bit of a healing journey because she was living this life of crime and all that shit. And in the Phoenix Song Echo series, she was kind of trying to figure out how to use the Phoenix Force because she was just.
Does she still have it now? Or?
No, she used it all up when she beat Dark Phoenix.
Okay. So
it came out of her, and so, but yeah, I mean that the Phoenix Song comic series that really dived into what that series really developed her as a character, because before that she was just basically this one-note street vigilante, just kind of, kicking ass on the streets, banging Daredevil and Hawkeye and Moon Knight and shit. They didn't really know what to do with Echo for a while until native writers started getting a hold of her and kind of fleshing out her character and her heritage and all that stuff. Nice, so, okay. So Phoenix Song really dives into her character more than any other of the comics before. But I for the most part, I did enjoy it. I didn't love it though. I did not love it the way I thought I would. This isn't the native Black Panther for me. You know what I mean? It isn't this big phenomenal cultural impact. I think it's cool for native representation and all that. But yeah, it didn't blow me away like I thought it would. And my biggest gripe is basically the ending. I felt that last episode was a little bit lackluster. You had these really cool fight scenes leading up to that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I thought, okay, the finale, here we go. We're going to have this big epic action scene at a powwow, which I've never seen a powwow being shot like that. So I thought that was cool. Having a powwow, which had that big cinematic, epic feel to it. I've never seen that done before, really, ever on screen. So that was cool for me to see. But yeah, I was gearing up for this big, huge, epic, crazy, all-out fight at the end. And she just sort of gets her powers and then wraps everything up. She touches Kingpin, tells him stop being a bitch, and that's it.
Or something, and
yeah, yeah. And then like that, and I was like, oh, that was it. So that was the biggest letdown. Expecting this big, huge action scene, at the top, the two action scenes before, and I just felt it was a little anticlimactic. So that was my biggest gripe. Of course, some of the jokes didn't land and stuff for me. But those are just minor critiques. But overall, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Not as much as I thought I would like it, but overall, I enjoyed it. Just a simple superhero tale. Native chick kicks ass, a native woman kicking ass. Sometimes that's all I want to see. That's all I've been wanting to see is a native whoop ass. And I finally got it. So, I'm not complicated,
Yeah. And I do like the fact that I don't, like I said, I've been avoiding any kind of internet chatter about this show, but I'm pretty sure people throwing a word around Mary Sue. If you know what that is, this isn't Echo. Echo is not a Mary Sue. Because let's just go down the tropes of what a Mary Sue is. Mary Sue, first of all, supposed to be like some kind of flawless, perfect character. Echo is not perfect. Hell, she's an amputee. So that's it right there. She's deaf. She makes bad decisions. She's a criminal. So she's not perfect. She doesn't make them. Yeah.
Yeah, this followed like almost like one of those old, like a spaghetti Western trope where she's like the outlaw that comes into town and reluctantly helps out the townspeople against the corrupt sheriff. That's kind of like that was a storyline. She wasn't really a hero until she decides reluctantly to do the right thing at the end. That followed that story arc.
Right. Because her whole mind frame, she was bringing in that criminal mentality. That's what started all this stuff to begin with. All the gangsters coming to the town and messing up the town and coming after the family. It was because of her. So
yeah.
I mean, like I said, this is a growth. This is a character growth for her in the show.
Yeah, she put the town in danger with her shit.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
So and that's the thing. I think, like I said, I'm gonna go back after this podcast, listen to what everybody else is saying. I'm pretty sure the thing most people bitching about the show is that it's too much Echo in an Echo show. Because I think Disney did sell this as, Daredevil's gonna be in it. Oh, Kingpin's gonna be in it. Oh, who else is gonna be in it? A bunch of other people gonna. So they're probably thinking this is basically Daredevil 3.5. They thinking it's like Mandalorian showing up in Boba Fett. They thought Daredevil was just have an episode to himself. And then back to Echo, but it wasn't. It was like Echo. It turns out the show was about Echo. So it was about her. She had a character arc in the show. Yeah. She was not the same person she was as she started, and that's what a lot of shows get wrong. Like the character never changes. She changed in the show, like personality wise. Like she wasn't about family. She became about family. I do like it that family was her superpower. It was almost like Vin Diesel.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, basically, she basically like Vin Diesel. Because think about it, she said she never developed those powers when she was in New York, when she was by herself, when she was just whooping ass by herself. But the closer she got to, back to her family, back to her house, back to her home, she started developing close to her family. She got powers. Yeah. Matter of fact, towards the end, she gave her, her cousin and her grandma powers.
Yeah. And that's part of Native culture. That's what an aspect of, the show that they really got right, that in Native culture, your family is your strength. Your traditions are your strength. And that whole, they kept talking about how she had to walk in both two worlds. And that's something indigenous people hear a lot. We have to walk in two worlds because there's the modern world, this post-apocalyptic world that we live in. Like, the native world, our way of living, we're like survivors of the apocalypse. Our way of life ended. Our world ended. And this modern society is a post-apocalyptic wasteland to Native people. So we have to learn to live in that, but also learn who we are as a culture, our heritage, our languages, our traditions. So like that's a constant like duality. Every native has to pretty much come to terms with, you know. So that and that's what she does. She goes back home to basically heal. It's a journey of healing. She gets
Yeah.
to,
I mean,
you know,
literally, she goes there to heal. She got shot. So
yeah,
which is another
Take that
reason why
for a
she
name.
doesn't-
Yeah,
Mary Stu's don't get shot. They don't get hurt.
yeah,
She shows up, she's already fucked up, you know.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
my thing
So
about this. Yeah.
yeah, so that was cool. Like, yeah, like they really touched on a lot of, you know, the whole native culture they did now. Now, I'm not very familiar with the Choctaw Nation. You know, that's not my tribe. They're from a different all I know about them is they're
the
from down
Choctaws
south.
are deep in Mississippi.
Yeah, I know they're from down south.
Yeah. Hell, I think I'm part Choctaw. Not even lying. I think I am, but yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, like I said, but I found that interesting. I like learning about that stuff. I take it they were diving into the Choctaw creation story at the beginning, how her ancestors were in the cave and all that stuff, and that's what I find interesting.
You don't know if that's a thing or not, right? It's just.
Well, I was watching some behind the scenes, and yeah, I guess they're referring to their creation story. So. But I like learning about that. I like learning about other tribes and, you know, where they're from. That's just me. You know, I like learning the real history about this country. You know, that's what I find interesting.
Like we always talk about diversity and representation, but sometimes we got to actually talk about just storytelling. When you tell stories from a different point of view, it makes a more interesting story. You know, now I know you. You and some other people just want. Why can't Echo just, you know, be in New York for 5 or 6 episodes and just fight crime like Daredevil or Punishers like that? Well, because Daredevil and Punisher already did that. So she would just be another Daredevil Punisher story. But this story is her story. You're telling a different angle, different story. You couldn't tell this story with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Or Punisher,
unless he goes back to Ireland or something. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. But I did find that stuff about the indigenous history, the indigenous traditions of the Choctaw interesting, because that's just what I like. You know, I'm into that. You know, like when I travel around the country and I see a lake and I see it's, I don't know, Anderson Lake or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, established in 1845, blah blah blah. I was okay. Well, what did the natives call this lake before Old Man Anderson and his merry bunch of fucking Christian assholes show up and name it? You know,
right.
I'm into the, you know, yeah. That's what I'm into, and that's what I liked about this show. I like seeing the stickball game and the mounds and stuff, and you know, I that's interesting to me. You know, so I did like the native side of it, and I think maybe a lot of people were turned off by it. You know, I think I've seen people, I was into it when Kingpin was into it, or blah, blah, blah. All this, you know, of course, the woke terms and shit and blah, blah, blah,
the
blah.
MCU, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we got to address the elephant in the room that if you want to say MCU like that, even though I think all that shit is bullshit, but I mean, you got a character that is native. Like I said, she checks all the boxes. She's native. She's a woman. She's deaf. She's mute. She's an amputee. You know, so we can go down a list of people just say stuff like that, but and a lot of times people just like, oh, I'm not going to watch the show because of X, Y, Z, and this, and that. But if you don't do what the fuck you want.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. Is like for me, for natives, this is a big deal. You know, we finally got a superhero show. You know what I mean? That which, you know, we or just a TV show. You know what I mean?
And plus, we don't have. Yeah, she's a different Marvel character that's carved her own way. She isn't like a copy of another character. She's not Black Iron Man or any shit like that. No, she's her own character. So
yeah, I mean, this is for natives, this is a big thing. For the Choctaws, it's a big thing. Seeing their language on screen, seeing their history on screen. That's big for them, you know. And so yeah, I mean, you ain't gotta like it, you ain't gotta watch it. There's plenty of other shit for y'all to watch. You know, go watch Duck Dynasty. Go watch fucking Honey Boo Boo or fucking Gordon Ramsay. Go watch Top Gun, motherfuckers. Damn, you know, you know. But like, let us enjoy. Yeah, let us enjoy a TV show for a change. You know what I mean?
And just like that, just like I said, check all the boxes and name off something like that. Just like you're into it for the native aspect. There are deaf people into this show.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
there's a lot of people saying that I'm finally a deaf superhero. You know, that person might be deaf. They're seeing representation on screen. You know,
Yeah.
and honestly, I thought the ASL aspect was pretty cool also, because I do know, like, you know, when people doing sign language, they do it a lot faster than they did on the show, and I do like that the show slowed it down so we could keep up with it. It almost got to the point like I almost don't even need subtitles because she's kind of explaining what she did. Like, I learned some ASL watching this show. Like, I know what bullshit means now.
Well, I recognize some side because my daughter has special needs, and when she was little, she's pretty much nonverbal. So when she was like super little and started going to school, they were teaching her basic signs. So I knew a few basic signs, you know, like more and help and thank you and father, mother. I knew some stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I get it. I liked how they I liked how they incorporated her disability into the show. How sometimes the shit would just go silent, and you're hearing it from her perspective.
That was awesome. Like when she first killed that first guy. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, because it was almost like she was feeling like the vibration of his heartbeat, and then when she and then did it, like the heart stopped. She like, oh, he's done.
Yeah, she felt his bones break. Or when she fucks with the cops, when she fucking bombed the cops with the motorcycle and shit. I thought that was cool. You know, she just looks out the window, the cops are there, and like, and she can't hear them, and she just, I thought that was dope. But no, I liked how they incorporated that.
Rink, when she was messing with the bad guys in the skating rink, she just cranked the music all the way up. You know, it messed them up, but it ain't gonna mess me up. Hey, I'm in my element.
Yeah.
And that's, I gotta give the show credit because each episode feels different. Like, you know, the first episode is Daredevil, Kingpin, also like that. Second episode, Train. Third episode is Skate Rink. Skate Rink episode might have been my favorite episode. You know, like I said, the fifth episode, Power episode. Like, each episode had its own personality. You knew which episode was which.
Yeah,
so I do get to show credit for that. So, and
that skating rink fight, that was dope.
That was even before she, like, when she was trapped in there, like when she made a gun out of a skating, like a roller skate.
Yeah, with the wheel bearings and shit.
Yeah, I was like she was like doing this shit. So I'm like, okay, so we showing
when she took those
her, like, turning,
that she's actually clever. Because in the comics, Echo never really, when she first started out, Echo doesn't have superpowers. She's like, she has an eidetic memory or whatever, with the photographic memory. So
she's Taskmaster.
Yeah, she basically can watch your fighting style and then mimic it or echo it. You know, that's where her name comes from. She's a master of mimicry. That's why in the comics she studied Bullseye's fighting style. That's how she was able to whoop fucking Daredevil's ass. You know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and she never had powers. She was just like super smart, you know, until they gave her the Phoenix Force and all that other shit. But yeah, she's not this like super powered being. So that scene where she's like making the fucking the zip gun or whatever, it shows her ingenuity. You know, it shows her intelligence. You know. Yeah. So yeah.
Like, she didn't.
But I love that
super strength and bust through the door and like that. No, she thought her way through.
No. Yeah, she intelligently.
Even like her leg. You know, she had that knife in it.
Or when Daredevil, and when she was that Daredevil fight was dope too, man. Like when Daredevil.
Here's the thing. Okay, did you know Daredevil showing up?
I heard he was showing up. Yeah,
I didn't.
I heard he was.
I didn't know. Like I said, I went to blackout on this. So when the fight was going on and stuff like that, and Daredevil showed up, like, what the fuck, Daredevil?
Yeah.
And then I had to like look like, is that him? Like is or just like a stunt actor or something like that? Like, no, it was really him. And they went in it. Yeah, okay. So and plus they did the whole one take thing like they did in the hallway fight. It wasn't one take. I've been on a dope.
Yeah, you can. Well, never is the Daredevil hallway either. You can tell when they cut during the hallway.
Yes.
I've watched those fight scenes.
That's a cut.
Daredevil multiple times. But yeah, like when she. But I loved it when she kicked Daredevil and he grabbed her leg and tried to break it with his elbow, but there was the metal leg. Like it was those details.
Hawkeye did the same thing to her. Like he tried to her leg, and she was like, "Oh, this is not gonna work." So it's almost like that's her superpower. Like her disability is her superpower.
Yeah. I really dug on it. You know, and that's the thing is I've seen a bunch of dumbasses out there trying to shit on the show because it had bad fight choreography. I'm like,
No, I
get the
thought the fight
fuck out of
choreography
here.
was great, man. To be
Yeah,
honest with you. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what they saw.
Yeah, they're just bitching because the fight choreography was just as good, if not better, in some of those fucking Netflix shows. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, especially the
definitely holds
Punisher.
up, yeah.
Especially like all these motherfuckers who like riding the Punisher dick. The Punisher show sucked, and I'm a Punisher fan, and I hated it. I didn't watch. The reason why being a Punisher fan is what got me through season 1, because I kept watching that shit, thinking, okay, this is gonna get good, right? Next episode's gonna get good, right? This doesn't suck. Yeah, I'm trying to convince myself this wasn't a pile of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a different version of Frank Castle. This is the pussy version of the Punisher. You know, this show's
You gotta admit, Eli, you gotta admit, he was awesome in Daredevil.
Yeah, he was cool in Daredevil. Yeah, but that Punisher show sucked. So if you like the Punisher show and you say you don't like the Echo show, you're full of shit. Because Echo's way better than that Punisher show and Iron Fist. You know, I didn't even finish Iron Fist.
Like I said, everything you didn't finish is stuff nobody finished. I didn't even finish Iron Fist. That should tell you something.
Yeah. So yeah, the fight scenes were dope. And I watch a lot. Don't talk to me about fight choreography. I knew who fucking Jet Li was before he fucking did Lethal Weapon 4. That movie sucked. You know, I know who Wu Ping was before he did The Matrix. You know, so yeah. Yeah, they're just. I think people were just bitching just to bitch, and that they try to sound smart by saying the fight choreography is bad, but they just sounded like dumbasses.
Is, Eli, we're in a day and age where it's cool to shit on Marvel.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And like I said, I mean, I'm saying a lot of it is Marvel's fault. Marvel has brought it on themselves, but it's just the way we live in now. So the thing is, now that Marvel brings anything out, people are already got their guns loaded up to say who's going to sucks first. So yeah,
yes,
because at this point, Marvel is disco. It just is.
Yeah. Like, remember last week when I said, "Oh, we'll see if Echo is going to be successful," and judging by the internet videos already out, shitting on it, and it wasn't even out yet. I was like,
they were already loaded. They were already loaded.
Yeah, I when one of the Echo trailers dropped like a week or two ago, I went to YouTube just to watch the trailer, and then a bunch of fucking videos came up. You know, Echo is a flop. Echo is killing the MCU. Major failure. Blah 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 blah. You know, MCU's dead. You know, Echo. You know, yeah, all that shit. Woke bullshit. You know what I mean? The show didn't even drop yet, and they already had their already getting ready to purr.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fight scenes were dope. When she took that shooting game with the guns and the whips and shit,
use them like
that was dope. I laughed my ass off. That put a big ass smile on my face. So, you know, like I said, go watch Top Gun, bitches.
People just like to complain, but that's where we live in now, Eli. Like I said, we're in a postmodern MCU age. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. When it has affected even our podcast, this podcast right here. Because anytime like Marvel shit used to drop, we used to see a spike in engagement. Like, I'm not even worried about it for a bad shoot. If we have a bad episode that didn't do anything, I'm like, oh well, Ant-Man's around the corner. We'll get the numbers. We'll hit the numbers back. And it used to work. That doesn't work anymore. The Marvels, Secret Invasions, we didn't see a spike in engagement because it doesn't draw the same crowd it used to draw. And I'm not talking about the YouTube assholes and the people that are grifting people. I'm talking about like regular ass people that just like I jumped off the train, you know. And now anything
because what Marvel did.
Oh, you went out. Rewind. What Marvel did when you come back in. He might not come back in. Okay.
To get into these characters and these stories. And now, once you lose them, all you have is the fucking asshole nerds like us who are just going to bitch about shit.
Right. And we can't sustain the shit because like we're one of the ones that were like, we liked it. But see, saying you like something doesn't get traction on the internet. You have to say you hate shit. That gets traction on the internet. So
well, yeah. But yeah, I mean that's most of the fucking the critiques I've seen is yes, it's woke shit. Other than the woke, it being woke and she's a girl and she ain't white, all the normal bullshit that everyone bitches about, that's already there. But some of the other ones have been the fight choreography sucks. Here's a good one. They took a character who didn't originate in her own comic book. and made a show about her. I'm like,
Okay,
yeah,
what the hell?
Wolverine, it originated in the Hulk.
Black
Like,
Panther was
asshole.
in a Fantastic Four comic. What the fuck? That didn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, Punisher debuted in Spider-Man. Like,
Spider-Man didn't even debut in a Spider-Man comic. He was a smother.
yeah, like that's what like I said, they're trying to sound smart about not being dumb, and it just makes them sound stupider. So that's what, like, you're just bitching just to bitch. And yeah, like I said, you know, go watch Honey Boo Boo or whatever else, you know. like I said, you know, like I said, yeah, as a native, yeah, it's cool to see a native hero kick ass once in a while, or actually the first time since Prey. Yeah, this is like Prey again, you know, the same backlash that Prey got, Echo's getting, you know. So
I don't think so. I think Prey was actually well received.
oh, it had its fair share, yeah. It still gets its fair share of, you know, assholes out there.
Yeah. Okay, can I say what I think about the show now?
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna let you go. I was gonna let you cook. I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Honestly, Eli, I think I like the show better than you did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This show, the best way to describe it, it was a vibe. That's what the show was. Because it was, like I said, the music was cool. Echo was cool with the stuff she was doing. You didn't like some of the jokes. I did like some of the jokes. I actually like some of the characters. Talk about Biscuit for instance.
Oh, Biscuits. That's
I connected
Cody
with Biscuits.
Yeah, Cody Lightning. That's little Victor from Smoke Signals. He grew up. He was a little kid actor. And now he grew up and he's hairy. That's like, I was like, holy shit, that's little Victor. Yeah, the show had a who's who of native actors. So yeah, I recognize Biscuits.
I recognize a few some also, but Biscuits, I was like, just the stuff he was saying, like, I can't talk to your grandma, I'm on a mission, you know, stuff like that. So my thing was like this. I was like, whatever happens on this show, Echo, I don't care what happens, do not let Biscuit die. If Biscuit dies, I'm cutting this shit off and I'm joining all those asshole YouTubers on this side over here and I'm trashing this show if you let Biscuit die.
Yeah.
Luckily, Biscuit didn't die. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. On the monster truck scene when he had that made me laugh my ass off.
Yeah. Oh, I
like,
got
what the fuck?
You know what was another funny thing that happened on this show to be at the very end when the dude was about to like rocket launch to the powwow, and then like Uncle Henry pulled out a pistol. He got shocked. Like Uncle Henry had a gun. Why would you be shocked?
Yeah. He was a gangster. He was working for Kingpin.
Both of them were gangsters working for Kingpin. Why would he not have a gun on him? Why would he be shocked? You pull a gun on me? Like, yeah, he pulled a gun on you. What you think he was gonna do? It was the crazy, and he just winked at me and just shot us like that. Also, I think that was an Easter egg because his name was Henry Black Crow, and there was a Marvel superhero named Black Crow. But don't read too much into that. Don't read too much.
I probably won't. Yeah, but but yeah,
there's going to be some did you know asshole out there that think they know everything. So somebody.
Well, actually, yeah.
Right? Like, don't look into it, man. Don't just let it go.
I hate this show because they didn't get Black Crow's character right.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a Black Crow movie and.
Yeah,
and then the whole thing,
white guy in
like we got to talk about the best thing on the show, man, because we've been dodging everything. Like we've dodged everything except your boy Kingpin. Still the best thing on the show. Yes, he was the best thing on this show. With hell, he was the best thing on Daredevil to me. But it was what it was. You know. Yeah. Like I said, he was awesome. And then the thing was about Kingpin is that he had a different dynamic with Echo than he did with Daredevil and Punisher and whoever the hell's on there, because he don't know those guys. So like they keep fucking with his shit. And they keep destroying his shit, but he don't know them. He knows Echo, so it's a different dynamic, different relationship. Yeah, it's Thanos and Gamora, but for the streets. Yeah,
that's he treated her like a daughter. Well, as close as he could to have a daughter, right? You know, because he was a piece of shit who killed her dad and lied to her, and wouldn't that line where she says, "You didn't even learn ASL, asshole." Like you spent all this money and created this huge technological like device so you didn't have to learn how to speak like me. Like what the fuck? It would have been a lot easier if you just took a couple of classes. Like,
right. But he didn't want to do that. Now I will say that was a plot hole, small plot hole, because Kingpin did know ASL in Hawkeye, but I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go because thematically it made sense.
Well, maybe he forgot since he got shot in the face. We'll go with that.
Well, I guess, but thematically it made sense. The fact is that all of her family knew ASL.
Yeah.
Like the people she could trust knew ASL. Anybody that didn't know ASL, she couldn't trust them. That was a dead giveaway right there, like the asshole dude in the skate rink.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
the other kingpins, goons, and shit like that. You couldn't trust any of them because they don't know ASL. They don't have your back. So once she went back with her family, she was fine. That just tell you who she could trust right there. So yeah. So that's why it was a plot hole, but I let it go. I'll let it slide. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, like I said, the music was awesome. I'm mad because a lot of the songs that was on this TV show are not on the soundtrack. That pissed me off because now I'm searching and looking for these songs. I can't find them.
No, you want to hear that Rob Zombie song?
I'll just say there's a bunch of them on there. So like, it's a few of them I found, a few of them I went through, so I got to keep looking for that. So.
Well, I know that one of the guy who scored the show is like Lakota from Pine Ridge.
Oh, is
so
okay.
He like did the original music for it, and I think he worked on Reservation Dogs and stuff. So I do know that,
So
they did.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was saying, was it a lot of people from Reservation Dogs work on this?
Well, Devery Jacobs played her cousin. She was on there. Of course, Graham Greene played her grandpa or whatever. He was on the last season of Reservation Dogs. And yeah, some of the directors like Sidney Friedman, who directed most of these episodes, she worked on Reservation Dogs too.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this opened doors. Oh, and what's her face? You see, one of her aunties was old girl from Rutherford Falls.
That was
Yeah.
her? Okay.
Yeah.
She looked familiar. I was like, damn, she looked familiar. Okay, so that was her. But
Yeah.
and she was funny because like when Biscuits brought the pickup truck back and it was all fucked up, and she was like, what the fuck did she say? I can't remember what she said. It was something funny she said, but
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so nice what you do with that boy. But it's like, oh, I don't know. I gotta watch it. I'm not gonna fuck it up, but it was funny to me what she said.
Yeah.
Now I do have to knock the show for one thing. I do think, even though we gotta talk about the rating. This is Marvel's, the MCU's first MA rating TV show.
Yeah.
And I do think that was a sales gimmick.
Yeah.
Now I marketing gimmick, whatever you call it. Now, of course, watching the show is going to get a TV MA rating. It does deserve a TV MA rating. But however, I think if they were to change a few things, change this, don't do this, don't do that, it could have been Hawkeye level violence.
Yeah.
Easily. This is not The Boys. This is not Peacemaker.
Yes.
Like that, like Kevin Feige is selling you on this shit. Like this.
The same Daredevil, or Deadpool.
It ain't Daredevil.
Yeah.
or Deadpool. It's none of that stuff. It ain't, it ain't Kill Bill where you think Echo's just gonna just chop down 80 of Kingpin's men and rip out their eyes and rip out their nuts and throw them in. None of that shit. None of that happens. There are some gory stuff, but nothing that takes it to that level,
Yeah, it didn't push it like we thought it would. They sold us on this was going to be gritty and violent, and it did have its fair share of it. But yeah, there was no F-bombs or like tits or sex or, what I mean? Or overly violent shit, yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing is but it still worked for the character because you can't make a show about Echo without having it push the envelope a little bit because by nature her character is violent, know. So I think she's
a gangster that turns to a superhero. Yeah,
just her background warrants a stronger rating because of that's who she is as a character, So yeah, the fact that they did let it go and did have a certain level of brutality, I felt was fine, but yeah.
It felt like Kevin Feige was dipping his big toe in the TV MA pool. Like just see how the water feels. He didn't go into it, because he was selling it like it was gonna be Peacemaker some shit.
Yeah. But it's not. But it did stick to the nature of her character. It was grittier than most MCU shit.
Well, all MCU shit.
Yeah, when they shoot that dude in the head, when they go first knock on the door and just shoot that, like Kingpin, sends his regards or whatever.
I wish
and
they
just
didn't put that in the trailer because that was a shocking scene. It was shocking in the trailer, but yeah.
yeah, like all that shit. Yeah, like like I said, they stuck to the nature of the character and let some of the violence go harder. And that's what I enjoyed about it. And I think when they do that, when like characters like Daredevil and Punisher and Deadpool, when you let them just let the nature of the character like be on screen, that's fine. That's why Venom sucked, because it was PG.
Oh yeah, did you ever see part 2?
No.
God bless you. I wish I
You
had
told
your
me not
memory
to.
right now.
You said I didn't
I'm
have.
telling you again, don't watch it.
Yeah, you said you watched it, so I didn't have to. So I'm not.
That movie was fucking like Eli. I like everything. I give everything a good score. That movie fucking sucked. Don't watch that shit. So yeah, you didn't. So I appreciate you taking my advice. But yeah,
You there? Am I there? Oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. I'm here.
There you are. You there?
Yeah. I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
here.
Sorry. Okay. Cool.
So, all right. So, anything else we gotta talk about Echo or?
But no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, the powwow scene I thought was, yes, I'm gonna be biased because I'm native and I've been waiting to see something like this. So yeah, I liked it. I like seeing a native character kick ass. I like seeing the native culture on screen portrayed in a way I've never seen before. Seeing, like I said, the big, wide, epic, sweeping cinematography of, old Choctaw like land and the powwow shots, and Dallas Goldtooth, doing Jerry Dearly as the powwow MC. Yeah, that's an inside joke for the natives right there. An Indian taco stand. Oh, they call it Navajo. That's another thing. Is it Navajo taco or Indian taco? It's a debate in native country. Indian taco or Navajo taco? Well, if you're not from the Southwest and you're from like up north where it snows and we got trees and shit, it's Indian taco. But yeah, it's little inside stuff like that that was cool to see, because like I said, natives don't ever get to see it. We don't ever get this. We don't have many TV shows. So I'm enjoying it. I'm soaking in it. I'm milking it. I'm watching natives on the red carpet. I'm watching.
Yeah. I didn't interrupt you.
But like I said, I'm watching. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying there was another joke that just popped in my head that yeah, I'm still here. There was another joke that the granddad did when he was selling it to the white people that came in there, and he was trying to sell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he started doing the chant, and it took me the second time to listen to it. He was like, "Oh, buy the damn thing, buy the damn thing, buy the damn thing." I was like,
yeah,
"Okay, it took me a second to do that."
And he mentioned Madripoor, or Biscuits mentioned Madripoor.
He mentioned Madripoor.
Said, this is made by, yeah, and that's another thing in native country. Don't buy your dream catchers hot topic. No, go to a powwow and buy it from an actual native person who makes them.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I'm soaking it in. I'm milking this thing as much as I can. I don't get to see native content on TV much. I'm watching all the interviews. I'm watching the press releases. I'm watching natives on the red carpet and on talk shows and doing interviews and shit. This is shit like every other demographic gets all the time. Mm-hmm. Natives don't get much of this. We don't got Cat Williams talking shit about other communities. We don't got celebrity gossip. We ain't got no Red Robin table or whatever the fuck. We don't get any of that shit. So I'm soaking it in. I'm soaking natives in the media as much as I can. So, because like I said, this doesn't happen hardly ever. So, like I said, I enjoyed it. I like seeing natives on screen. I like this character. And, even though I like her more as a street level ninja, she is one of the more interesting native characters in the Marvel comics. So yeah, I give it a 2 thumbs up right there.
The one that was going to break through. So Echo was there the whole time.
Get me started on Red.
The whole time.
Yeah. And Echo's never had her own series, her own comic until that Phoenix Force, that Phoenix song one. That was like her first mini series.
Yeah. And then she got super.
But has there even been the Warpath? Has Warpath ever had his own? I don't think Warpath's ever had his own book.
Not a
or even Danny Moon. I mean, yeah, Danny Moon. Yeah, like not her own book, not her own series. Yeah, she led the New Mutants, but she like wasn't a part of her own book, you know. And that's like one of the most, or Forge. Yeah, or even Forge. There's never been a Forge book, and these are like the most popular.
Yeah, he's like, but he just X-Men IT. That's all he's for. So.
Yeah. He's the smart engine. Yeah. His mutant powers, he's smart.
So like I said,
but yeah, I dug on it. So
I dug on the show too. Like I said, it's a vibe. I think I can kind of. Well, I can't understand. The only thing I can see people not like about the show is that they just can't get into a native, deaf, mute, amputee woman, and they just think that's not something they want to get into. If that's your deal, that's it. But honestly, I thought that was one of the best parts about the show. You know, her acting was pretty good. First,
that is a thing too. Like if it's real natives.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like,
she was a street
ninja.
level.
Okay. Let me see.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Like I said, she was this badass street level ninja at the first episode, you know, whooping ass, also like that. And then towards the end, she became more family oriented. You can see the change in her acting. Even the sign, like her sign was like, you know, more expressive, whereas say like more aggressive when it was at the beginning of it. So all that, you know, played into her acting. So I'm hoping Disney give her something else to do. Marvel gives her something else to do. Don't let this be a one and done thing. Like we know what you did with Shang-Chi.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Like give us something else to do, man. Let it be in Secret Avengers or Wars or whatever the fuck that shit's gonna be called. So you know, hell, Howard the Duck was an Endgame. Let us show up and do something. She stopped sulking and she was less brooding towards the end. And I did like that scene with her mom, you know, when she sees her mom's spirit. And there's that again, she, you know, that was actually I found that part moving, you know. But like you're right. She had a definite character arc. She had a definite character arc. She was like a villain, and slowly but surely, reluctantly became a hero in the end. And you know. So I dug on it, but back to what you're saying about the whole like people. There's an element out there that just isn't going to get into the native aspect of the show, and that's always been a thing. Whenever natives are portrayed accurately, or whenever natives just be who the fuck we are, that's always been a problem. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right. Like this was real native shit. This was a real native actress. You know, really deaf, really amputee. This is real culture, real language, real history. You know, but you know, once that happens, for some people that turns them on. They want to define us. They've always tried to define us. You know, and this basically we're telling our own stories. You know, and my thing is, if it's not your thing, then it's not your thing. But don't act like this is an attack on you. You know, if you don't like this show, I mean, like let things be things. It's okay.
Yeah, because like I said, for natives, we hardly ever get a TV show. But those assholes out there, a native TV show. Well, all TV shows matter. You know, you know. So there's that aspect out there, and they just they you know when they can't define us, that's always been a problem for them. You know, they want us in a box. They want us on the fucking Land O'Lakes butter bitch box. You know what I mean? That's what they want. Right. You know, she's been canceled. They want us you know what I'm saying? They want us as the sports mascots in the Halloween costume because that's easier for them to understand. That's their definition of who we are. But here's some real accurate, real native indigenous, you know, representation. And if you got this, I guess go fuck off and go watch Top Gun. You know,
or don't be.
That's all I got. Fuck it. I'll leave it at that. Heche 2. Yeah, Heche 2. I have spoken. No.
Like I said, I like the show. The show was a vibe. I like the music of it. I like the character of it. I like the characters of it. Kingpin was awesome. Honestly, this is one of his better performances. He's just as good as he was in Netflix. You know, for me, this finally answered the question on how does Kingpin get the stains out of his white shirt when he might beat somebody to death. This show answers that. It's caused by the
And did you see? Did you see the after credit scene?
Yes, because everybody's talking about the after credit scene. Oh, you got to watch Echo for the after credit. You don't have to watch Echo for the after credit scene. They're gonna explain it in Daredevil season, whatever the fuck. Yes, he's gonna be the mayor. They're gonna do Devil's Reign storyline. Yes. I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
And if I really wanted to be one of them assholes, I would say, well, actually, Wilson Fisk wasn't the mayor in Daredevil Born Again. So therefore, that show sucks. I'm not going to like it. Yeah.
But I think we said enough about the show. Like I said, I already know every comment is going to be about this show sucks. This show sucks. They're not even going to listen to anything we say. They can just comment. That's it. So whatever. Do what you want. Do what you will with that. Argue with Eli.
On the native sites, a lot of natives like it. Yes, we have our issues with it. We all know, oh, this is the greatest thing. But yeah, for the consensus is natives like it, and I've seen a lot of positive, things out there from non-natives as well. But yeah, there is that element out there that's just like fuck this shit. Yeah, yeah. Not just you. There's others. You're not alone.
I know. So. When it comes to Marvel shit, y'all pay me no mind. Y'all don't even listen to anything I say, because I give everything a 2 thumbs up nowadays. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I was like, because I remember watching. I'm like, yeah, I think Leroy will dig on.
Yeah, I was digging on it. I was like, I'm feeling the vibe of this show. I'm liking this show. I'm enjoying myself. It was easy. It's like you said, it was easy breeze to get in, get out. It really wasn't even 5 episodes.
Like if Leroy could, if Leroy could watch fucking Agents of Shield, he'll dig on it. Like
that's what I'm saying, man. The Arrowverse and all this shit like that. I was gonna be into this. Yeah, if I can watch Batwoman, I can watch this.
Yeah. So. So yeah.
All right. So can we move on to the next part of the podcast? All right. And I want to.
Yeah, that went way longer than I expected.
Yes, I want to thank you, Eli, because now I don't have to do that movie I was going to review.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not going to do it. No, we're just going to just jump right into the next part of the podcast. Like I said, this is the Comic Book Bullies. We're talking about comic books, and we're going to jump into it. And Eli, I'm going to let you go first, because I don't know.
Okay. Well, since we're still on, this is a native indigenous theme show. I'll stick with the theme, the vibe, as you would say. I'll do
Baby Yoda.
X-Men Unlimited. X-Men Unlimited 121.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from that Marvel Infinity series that's on the Marvel app. This is on the app only.
So you read this shit. Not this, but just those Infinity. Yeah.
Well, I was, I write for a Tribe Called Geek, little self plug. And, yes, there's a bunch of us writing. Like I said, we're milking this Echo thing as long as we can. So I got Echo reviews coming out, Echo comics guides. And while I was searching through the Marvel app for like which issue was what, I stumbled upon some Echo comics on that Infinity series tab. So yeah, so Marvel's Infinity series it's a bunch of comics strictly online on the Marvel app, and they're meant to be read like on a device. You just scroll. It's like panel per screen, one panel per screen. You just scroll, keep scrolling, and that's the book. Pretty much formatted for a mobile device. And there's a whole bunch of comics on there. Probably, sort of, throwaway stories that aren't being printed in the regular issues. So there was Echo comics on there. And then while I was on there, I stumbled upon this issue. So this just dropped this week. This is a brand new X-Men Unlimited book, 121. It's totally, dealing with the whole Fall of X thing. Mutants are outlawed from Earth. And this issue is just basically about the Proud Star boys, brothers, fighting Orcus on the res. That's all it is. So, they actually mention that the reservations are sovereign lands, and that is a thing. You know, federally sovereign nations. That's why the local police have no jurisdiction on reservation lands. I don't know if anybody knew that. That's why the FBI
Well, I think that was
has to
the
go.
whole thing about Wind River. I think that was a plot point in Wind River.
Oh yeah, Wind River, and you know, I guess that Killers of the Flower Moon. That's basically about the formation of the FBI. Reservation land to investigate murders. The local police, they were corrupt for one thing, but they weren't allowed to. They had no jurisdiction on the reservation. So that is the thing. Reservations are considered sovereign nations, sovereign territories. So being that mutants on the following being outlawed from America, well, Thunderbird and Whoop have been hiding some mutants on the res. So they got a bunch of mutants hiding out on the res because the U.S. government, local jurisdiction has no say on the res. But then Orca shows up and try to round everybody up, and they just basically kick their ass. Danny Moonstar shows up and helps out, and that's all it is just a kick-ass story. But it's a continuum. This is like the first issue of I don't know how many issues.
Well, there's another issue. There's another issue after the arc. Okay, you heard me. There's another issue after this. It's already out.
Yeah. Is it out already? Okay, cool. Well, maybe it's weekly. Maybe it's going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These extended
because this one dropped last week.
Yeah, this one dropped today. The new one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, then I'll check that one out. But yeah, it's just like I said, natives kicking ass. I'm a simple guy. Sometimes that's all I want to see. So yeah, just for that. And then into Warpath that much,
Hold on. Who wrote this? Better not be Al Ewing.
No, it was Orlando. Who did write this? It wasn't a native, though. It wasn't a native guy. Who wrote it? I'd have to look. Was it Steve Orlando or something? Is that his name?
He writes everything. He writes everything in Marvel.
Yeah. So it's not a native writer, but it does show native cast. So that's good enough for me. Like I said, this is meant to be a throwaway story, for that Infinity series. Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5, and I'll probably check it out. It's and they're quick. They're just read it in 5 minutes. Just scroll up, you read the whole story.
Yeah. Plus, they come with the service. So yeah. All right.
Yeah. It comes. They're free. You don't have to buy them, and yeah.
There's so many of them. They keep coming out.
There?
So yeah, I'm still here. All right. So
okay, yeah.
All right. So next book. Well, first book I'm going to do is Ultimate Spider-Man #1. So yes, the Ultimate Universe is back, and this is where Spider-Man comes into play. Because, like I said, if we talked about the Ultimate Universe, the maker did some weird stuff where he eliminated all superheroes in the universe except the ones that he wanted. So right before Peter Parker got bit with the spider, he took the spider, and kept it for himself. Yeah. So
I actually did read this.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. Yeah.
So let's go right now. So boom, that is it. Ultimate Spider-Man. So this is a new universe. This is not like the older Ultimate Spider-Man that came out 20 years ago. Brian Michael Bendis. This is a whole new thing, whole new universe reboot. Let's go. Boom. All right. So book starts off with Peter Parker. Like I said, we're in New York, January. And as you can see, Peter Parker is old. Peter Parker has a beard. Oh, Jonathan Hickman is writing this. So Peter Parker has a beard. He's about in his 30s, early 40s, something like that. No powers. He still has glasses. This is a callback from Amazing Fantasy 15 when he first appeared because he wore glasses then. The spider powers improved his eyesight. That's why he stopped wearing them. Since he don't have spider powers, his eyesight sucks. I like that little callback. So yeah. So he's getting dressed for something. Well, he's getting dressed for work. And he walks out the door and he's got kids. So yes, Peter is married with kids. You got Richard, the big one, and Mayday, my favorite. Mayday Parker is right there. And he's talking to his kids, asking them to eat, asking their mom cook anything. And Mayday is reaching in and he's married. So what is wrong with his life now? Okay, he smoking hot wife, 2 kids, smart, lives in the house, got a good job, not living in his auntie basement. And apparently this is bad. So okay.
He's got it going
he's doing
on.
pretty good. Yeah, it sounds like he's doing pretty good. I mean, so you sure you want spider powers? Anyway, so meanwhile, while he's talking to MJ, Mayday is reaching the bag and she pulls out this orb. She thinks it's like some kind of like toy or something like that. And Peter grabs her real quick, like, give me that. He's like, I gotta go to work. And basically him and MJ are talking. He was like, look, I'll talk to you about what I'm gonna go through today after I get off work. And we'll talk. I promise you we'll talk. So he goes to work, and he works at, of course, the Daily Bugle. So he's there. But and here's the thing. In the regular Spider-Man comics, he doesn't technically work at the Daily Bugle. He's a freelancer. He
Freelance.
He freelance. He sends he sends the pictures, and that's it. So he technically doesn't work there. But now he works. He has a staff job at the Daily Bugle. He worked there. Everybody you expect to be there. Betty is there. You know, all the people you expect to be there. And of course, J. Jonah Jameson. He's yelling, Parker, Parker. He's yelling through the house. Hey, Peter. I'm busy.
But it ain't Peter.
It ain't Peter he's yelling at. He's yelling at Uncle Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Ben is alive, works at the Daily Bugle, managing editor, and he's yelling at him. He's like, and Ben is just like, why are you yelling at me? He's like, because your old ass can't hear. You're like, what? See, exactly. So the reason he's there is because the big money man that's got all the money is coming. He wants a meeting with all the managers. But he knows that Ben has something. Excuse me. Excuse me, Ben's got something to do. So he's like, he could take over for him while he does his thing, while you and Peter do his thing. But sees Peter, excuse me, and he goes out the door, and that's it. And while he goes out the door, J. Jonah Jameson noticed that Peter doesn't have a tie. So he gives him his tie. He also tells him, watch after Ben. I know he's a tough motherfucker I ever met. Watch him. So he goes. The first thing they're going to is, let me just speed this up. They're going to a vigil for all the people that Tony Stark killed. Well, they think he killed. It was really the Maker and his people, but they blamed it on Tony Stark. And it turns out the vigil's being held by minister or pastor or priest Matt Murdock. So he is the priest that's taking over everything. And one of the people on the list of the vigil is May Parker. Now, if you read the Ultimate Universe, which we talked about last time, May Parker is one of the people that died in the explosion. Also, the Osborns. But now all the Osborns except Harry, they're still alive. So he's speaking also. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing they talked about, but it was like really teary, really, emotional. Ben cried for the first time,
Did you cry?
And I did not cry, but it was emotional. I held it back. I held it back as best I could. So yeah. And that's the thing. So yeah, so they gave a speech. And apparently in this universe, Peter doesn't know Harry. They don't know each other. He's like, and he's asking Mary Jane, like, Mary Jane, you know Harry? Like, I met him like once, like a couple years ago. That's about it. So, and that's it. So they keep going and they go back to the Daily Bugle after they go into the vigil, and they see J. Jonah Jameson cussing out the staff members. He's like, I quit, and he leaves. And they're like, uh-oh. So then Ben's like, okay, Peter, go back to your desk, keep your head down. I'm gonna see what the hell's going on in there. So he walks in the room and he's like, okay, so what the hell just happened out there? And the basically saying is that J. Jonah Jameson had a problem with, because we're going in a new direction for the paper. We don't like the way that y'all keep bashing, Tony Stark and the terrorist attack that happened, a few months ago. So we want you to talk about the things that we want you to talk about. We don't want you to just talk about whatever you want to. So basically, y'all want to dictate the news. That's what you're saying. You're like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Because if you want to keep a job and keep getting paid, that's what you're going to do. And then he asks the big money guy, well, what do you think about this? And the big money guy answers, well, don't you want to keep a job? And the big money guy is Kingpin. Kingpin owns the Daily Bugle. That's it. So basically, Kingpin wants them to report on what he wants them to report on. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be revealed later on. That hasn't been revealed yet, but I think Kingpin is part of that. The Maker's like whole thing. His people that carved up the world and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think when Howard Stark died, they put Kingpin in his place. So to put Kingpin in his place, he's in charge of controlling the media. So don't you love it that comics just make up these insane stories about how supervillains can control the media and what we think and what we talk about? I'm glad they just see this in comics. Yeah. Anyway, so Ben's like, fuck y'all, I'm leaving. So he quits. So that's it. He walks out and leaves Peter. So and then him and J. Jonah Jameson on the elevator together and just leave. So keep going past that. And the scene right here, Kingpin he's leaving the Daily Bugle, and boom, his car blows up. He's not dead. I double checked to make sure he wasn't dead. He's injured, but not dead. And who blew his car up? The Green Goblin. Now, who could be the Green Goblin? Norman Osborn is dead. I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. So anyway, we'll probably figure out the next episode, next book. So you got the bar with no name, which is normally a supervillain bar, but since supervillains don't exist in this timeline, they're just drinking, and they basically come up with a plan. What they're gonna do? This is the bar with no hand. Yeah. So they basically got a plan. They're gonna start their own newspaper, and Peter shows up and has a conversation and talks to them. And basically they try to hire Peter also, and Peter's just like, I can't go in business with y'all. I got a wife, I got kids. Y'all ain't got no money, so can't do that. So they conversation with Ben, and he basically telling Ben that like something isn't right with me. Peter's just telling me right. He's like, well, do you know what you need to do to get right? He's like, yeah, I know what you need to do. Okay, well then do it. Instead of thinking about what you need to do, wake up and go do it. So yeah. Anyway, cut to going back home. He kisses the kids. Kids go to bed, and he sees MJ. He like, the kids are going to bed, so you know what that means. All right, tell me everything you said you were going to tell me beginning this morning. So he got to sit down with his wife, talk to MJ, and he basically tells her what's going on about how J. Jonah Jameson and Kingpin and quit and all stuff like that. But he just breaks down, tell her that look, something isn't right with me. I don't feel right. I feel like I got to do something. It's like, well, whatever you're going to do, is it going to change anything between us? You're like, I hope not. They're going to change the way you feel about us. You're like, never. Okay, well, do what you got to do. Go get him, Tiger. And I'm like, you got this badass wife. You can't fuck Spider-Man. Just do this shit. That's me. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, kiss on the head. And so we see what happened the night before. And he pulls out he goes to the roof, and we see the night before. He gets a message from Tony Stark, but like a hologram message from Tony Stark, like right before Tony Stark, the
incursion or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck he did. So yeah, he's like right before. Oh, my fault. Not Iron Man, Iron Kang, because that's a thing.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's Kang in this universe. So he basically tells him, look, the Maker came by. He wanted to make sure there were no superheroes. So you and a bunch of other people, he made sure you didn't get your powers. I'm going to give you your powers back. Well, I'm going to give you the device that will give you your powers back. Now, whether you open the thing up or not, that's on you. But I'm going to be here in 6 months, and I'm going to have a whole team of superheroes. And if you're one of them, I'd love for you to be one of them. If not, I'll understand. And he leaves. That's it. So he gives him a suit. He gives him all of the stuff, and that's it. So let's see. So he's on top of the roof, opens the orb. And what is in the orb? Spider. The radioactive spider.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like this, that Peter chooses to be Spider-Man in this timeline. That wasn't a thing before. Like it was an accident that happened on him, which would happen with most of Stan Lee's creations, that they just accidentally got their powers. Anyway, he gets bit, he gets his power, he gets the suit, and we continue. So that's it. That's the thing. So of course it was going to be meaty because it's the first issue. They got to throw everything under the sun at you. So that's what's going on right now. Overall, I like this issue. I like what Jonathan Hickman is doing with it. I know he's building on this. I know this is an appetizer.
Yeah.
But he's planted all the seeds. I am scared of what's going to happen to Uncle Ben, though. Because I'm just saying, Uncle Ben gets shot every time we see him, and he just walking around like ain't nothing happening. Uncle Ben, it ain't that easy. So
yeah. Well, I was reading this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Peter was the Green Goblin.
What?
because he had that orb. Because he had that orb and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was, oh shit, is the Green Goblin Peter? And I was like, oh damn. But no, we just went back to status quo. Oh, okay.
Oh, so you thinking like Peter would be Green Goblin, Harry Osborn would be Spider-Man.
something. I was like, who's Spider-Man? Like I thought Miles was gonna show up, but I don't know. But I thought Peter was gonna be like when because he said don't fuck with the orb with the kids, and then go get him, Tiger. And then he was gonna go out and he was gonna go get his Green Goblin mask. I was like, oh shit.
That would have been an insane twist, but yeah. I think that would have been too much for a first issue. You gotta ease us into this. So yeah.
So I was like, all this shit just to have him basically just become Spider-Man again. I'm like, oh okay.
Now I think Hickman is smarter than that. I don't think it's gonna play out the way we think it is. Because if it
I think it's gonna
just go read other shit,
Yeah, I think this is like a new take on Spider-Man. I get that.
Yeah, and there is a lot of world building, and there is some different world building than it is in the 616. So I do like that. There's a lot of stuff that's not in the regular Spider-Man timeline. So Hickman's got some stuff to play with.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I thought it was all right. Yeah, I think you liked it more than
I did. I was really into this. I was just into the world because think about it. Spider-Man doesn't show up in this book at all. And I was still enjoying it. I was still engaged into it.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All
right. So, what you got next?
Oh, Transformers number 4.
Transformers number 4. Okay.
So this is Daniel Warren Johnson, his retelling of the Generation 1 Transformers story. So basically,
hold up. Before you get started, I didn't mean to cut you off, but before you get started, I got to post this. Yes, I love that cover. I love the
that's
cover.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, that's pretty dope cover. Okay, you can go ahead. Okay, I just had to put that out there. Hello, you there?
Of the the old school Transformers, Generation 1. Oh, you were cut out. He rebooting. Did his system reboot?
I'm here.
I don't know.
Here.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Are you
I
there?
never went anywhere.
Is that you?
I'm here the whole
Are
time.
you there, Leroy?
I am here. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't go anywhere.
I must have cut out then. Okay. All right, yeah, I'll get through this. So yeah, this is a retelling of the old school Transformers, just like the cartoon or the Marvel comics. Cybertron. They all came from Cybertron. They crash landed on Earth millions of years ago. They woke up. All that origin's still there. Only this time it's more grittier and violent. Yes, this is the TVMA. This is the echo of Transformers. Starscream is like squishing humans, and it's all stepping on them and splat. There's gore. There's brutal violence. Surprisingly, not that surprising because that's the Daniel Warren. Now I love Daniel Warren. Love it, but he's also a great writer. He's a good writer. I mean, he has the ability to make you care about, break your heart. So in this issue, last issue, Spike got shot, and Optimus Prime was racing him to the hospital. So in this issue, we pick up Optimus Prime got Spike in the hospital. They're working on him, but then the fucking Decepticons attack. They're fighting. The power goes out. They damage the hospital, and the power goes out. So Spike is in a coma, and the machines that they need to keep him alive have no power because the Decepticons are blowing up shit, and the power's out.
Did they do it on purpose, or it just an accident?
No, they're just fucking. It's just friendly fire, quote unquote. So Optimus Prime pulls out his matrix, his energon matrix, his heart, and uses that to restart the power in the hospital and save Spike's life. And all the Autobots are like, Optimus Prime, what are you doing? Like that's like the only power we got left. We can't repair our ship. We can't repair Telechan 1. You can't even fix yourself. You're wounded in battle. We can't even fix you. Like, what the fuck? Why are you saving this other
He,
life
like,
form.
needs that to live. No, the power.
Yeah, he's like, what are you doing? If you get shot, you're dead, and we can't repair you. You use all your power up to save this kid. And Optimus Prime's, well, our job is to preserve life. That's what we're here to do. If we don't, then we're just as bad as the Decepticons. So just reiterating that Optimus Prime is cool. He's a good guy. Meanwhile, Starscream is ruthless as fuck. Like I said, he's been squashing humans, ripping them apart, fucking shooting up the place. He's like, yeah, we got they're damaged in battle and shit. And I think it's him and Soundwave. We're like, yeah, man, we need to make repairs, but we have no energon to fucking make repairs. Meanwhile, like Skywarp is like laying on the ground dying. He's all fucked up. It's like, yeah, we need Cybertronian technology. That's not here. What are we going to do? How are we going to repair ourselves? So they just grab Skywarp and just start ripping him apart and taking his parts to repair themselves. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, this is great. Like I said, this is like one of my favorite book of last year, and we're only 4 issues in. And yes, I love Daniel Warren Johnson. He's like my favorite comic book writer right now. His art style is very brutal and raw and gritty. His action scenes are just dope. He can really, he's really into wrestling. You see these giant robots do wrestling moves, suplexing, like you feel it. You feel every blow and strike and slam and punch. It's like his action scenes are just full of inertia. Like you really feel it. And so, yeah, this was dope. This is another 5 out of 5 for me. 4 issues in, this is like probably my book of the week and probably my favorite comic book right now. So, yeah, he's got me again.
Getting a lot of buzz. I mean, it's a top seller right now.
Yeah, that Duke book was cool too because they're starting to do that crossover with G.I. Joe and Transformers. Mm-hmm. So that Duke, I know,
Void Rivals thing.
Yeah, I haven't read that though, but they're doing that. I think Cobra Commander comes out this week. But Duke #1 was dope. I think we didn't do. I think that was the week we did our best of show, so we didn't review comics. But that Duke book was dope too.
Yeah, but I think Gomer talked about it. But
yeah, it's fucking dope. Oh, speaking of Gomer's show, they want us to talk about Mean Girls.
Why are we talking about Mean Girls?
Because I guess it would be funny if we talked about Mean Girls.
I'm too metal for that shit. So. All right. So what's the next one?
Yeah, arms up.
Bullshit. Anyway, what do we got? Okay, last book I'm going to do is Action Comics number, what is it, 1061? Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Did you read this?
I read this too.
Okay. Oh.
I did read this.
Okay. So, like I said, this book is okay. Now, the reason, honestly, like I said, I fell off on Superman. That's my bad. I was supposed to keep on Superman. But I had to get this one because this is the first issue that Jason Aaron is taking over the run. Now, like I said, if you listen to podcasts like this, you know who Jason Aaron is. Jason Aaron is a rock star, basically. Some people say he may have written the best Thor run of all time. I'm not going to say that. I don't like to put these new guys in the GOAT conversation. Him, Donny Cates, I don't like to do that. That's just him. Great run, though. Don't get me wrong, great run, but I'm just saying it's too early. It's too early for that.
The only Thor run that I like.
Here you go.
I know. I'm a noob, and I can't get into a Jewish guy that turns into a blonde Thor back in the 80s. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just saying. There's been some great Thor runs, but yeah. Like I said, he invented the guy Butcher and Jane Foster Thor and also like that. But anyway, he's doing Superman now. He took all the energy and took his Superman. So this is his first Superman run, and the first villain he's going to fight, I don't know if you can see in the background, it is Bizarro. So this is first storyline is Bizarro, and the name of the story is I Bizarro Part 1. So let's just get into it and see what Bizarro has in store for Superman. Okay. So the book starts off with their own planet, Xerox. I think is what they call it. So apparently,
or is it Zero?
Could be. We will know when they make the movie and they pronounce it. Then we'll know. But apparently this is a thing. Apparently this is the place where magic is invented in the DC universe. That's where it goes. So Bizarro goes there and just start fucking up shit. And he just wrecking everybody and all the magic wizards and shit like that. Like, how is he doing us? Let's just blow him up. So the thing is, like I said, if you know anything about Bizarro, he is the opposite of Superman. So
Mhm.
Superman's weakness is magic. Magic makes Bizarro stronger.
Mhm.
And he beats the shit out of everybody, kills damn near everybody on the planet, and takes the magic. So yeah, that's it. He goes in there. Okay. And yeah, so now we go to Superman. It's morning time. He's flying around the metropolis and making sure everything's okay. He gets a word from Star Lab saying that Bizarro just entered the atmosphere. And so he talks to Bizarro. Let me explain who Bizarro is first. Like I said, there's a bunch of Bizarros, but the Bizarro you need to know about is that this one is from Earth 29 of the multiverse. He's from Hutray, which is Earth backwards. It's a flat Earth. So that should tell you right there. That's Bizarro.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's some old Bizarro's lore right there. So the thing is, he's here on this planet. He's got this sack that he brought with him also. And Superman's talking to him like, Bizarro, why are you here? Why didn't you go back with your son? You know, Boy Zorro and Lois, why are you here? Oh, let me talk in Bizarro speak. Bizarro, I hate you. I want to fight you. Because Bizarro says everything backwards. So to talk to him, you have to say stuff backwards. Because that's how Bizarro talks. And Bizarro said, oh, Superman, you think I'm the smartest man alive. You think you know a lot. So basically saying, you think I'm dumb. That's what he's trying to say. He's like, no, Bizarro, I don't mean that. And then smacks the shit out of him. And then smacks him so hard, he lands on Venus.
I thought it was Pluto. Oh, it is Pluto. No, they go to Pluto. They end up going on Pluto.
They go to Pluto, but right now he's in Venus. He smacked me 25 million miles away. Like, Bizarro never been that strong before. How the hell he do that? So Bizarro's always there. Takes him across the solar system. Yeah. And takes him across the solar system, takes him past Jupiter, takes him past Saturn, takes him to Pluto, and starts beating the shit out of him. And he's just like, don't get up, Superman. Try to stop me, Superman. Like, don't get up. Don't try to stop me. You know, and Superman realizes that Bizarro's been playing around with magic. And now he's playing around with magic. He realized, okay, Superman's out of his league. So he goes back there. Bizarro casts a spell. So now Bizarro is like a full-blown wizard, Doctor Strange, all this shit like that. He knows this shit now.
Mm-hmm.
And he casts a spell, and Superman starts fighting him and shit like that. And anytime there's a supervillain fighting Superman, Metropolis has protocols, kind of like Godzilla, like protocols. Yeah. Metropolis has protocols also. So like, don't do this. Yeah, don't
evacuate. Don't get out of high floors and shit. Yeah,
right. Like all this shit like that. But the thing is, Metropolis, they don't budge. They like, it's Bizarro. Somebody that whooped his ass a bunch of times. I'm not gonna do any protocol stuff. Matter of fact, I bet you $20.
Yeah, they're taking bets. Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking bets that Superman just gonna squirt out some heat vision and just beat the shit out of him. And before I finish my beer, this fight will be over with. So anyway, Lois is nervous, all shit like that. And basically, okay, but here's what Bizarro's problem is. Here's what Bizarro's thing. Because the Justice League keeps rebooting the universe and DC keeps resetting the universe and all this bullshit, crisis this, crisis that. In the newest crisis, Earth 29 is gone. Bizarro can't find it. So his planet is gone. Wife's gone, son's gone, can't find them because they keep rebooting everything like this. So he blames Superman and the Justice League for that shit. He's like, but don't worry.
Was that Was that from the Anti-Crisis or something? What was that was that Dark Knight's Metal or Dark Knight's Death Metal?
Was it? No, I think it was one past that.
Ah, shit. Okay.
What
Sorry, I don't know.
Crisis. Something Crisis. What was it? What was the last Crisis?
I thought it was Anti-Crisis.
It wasn't called Heroes in Crisis? No. Heroes
No. That was the fucking therapy shit, wasn't it?
I'm just naming shit now. At this point. Let me look it up. What was the last Crisis? It wasn't Dark Knight's Metal. I got it saved here somewhere. Hold on, let me see. The last Crisis was not Final Crisis. It was
Oh, speaking of like that Dark Knight's Metal shit, you remember we were watching on the What If, the last episode of What If when they were trying to like fix all the shit Doctor Strange did, And they said there was the engine, like he was making
Yeah.
the engine or something. Didn't that remind me of that The Forge or whatever from Dark Knight's Metal?
Oh yeah, they were making that. Okay.
Yeah,
I found it. I looked it up. Dark Crisis.
Dark Knight. That's what. Yeah.
Dark Crisis. That's what it was. Okay. So anyway, Bizarro's whole planet, his whole universe has been erased because of that bullshit. So he's like, I'm going to do what I can to bring them back. So he does magic and shit. And Superman's trying to tell, like, Bizarro, we teamed up before, man. You're not evil. He's like, no, Superman, you're good, and I'm your opposite. Because the thing is that everybody thinks Bizarro is stupid because he keeps talking backwards like that. Bizarro's telling him, I'm not stupid. Y'all just can't understand me. So he does a spell to make Superman understand him. So now he's talking regular. And he's just talking to Superman like, no, I'm going to tell you what I did. I went to Source World, stole their magic, killed everybody. And yeah, so Bizarro casts a spell. Superman goes save some reporters while he's doing all that stuff. And then when the spell is done, he flies back there, tries to fight through the magic storm. And when he finally get there, Bizarro like tears to pieces. And right before he's completely gone, he says, hello, Superman. And the end. That's it. So, and then Superman just like, why did he say that shit? And Lois is like, Clark, you need to go see a doctor. And by doctor, I mean like Dr. Fate or some shit. You know, like see a magic
Zatanna or somebody.
Yeah, Zatanna, somebody. And meanwhile, the guys are like, pay me my money. Pay me my money. I told you he was gonna beat these guys before I finished my beer. And then the guy was just like, and Bilbo, because they in Bilbo's bar, the Ace of Clubs, he like, okay, y'all simmer down. And then the dude's just like, don't tell me to simmer down, Bilbo. I know simmer up. So he's speaking Bizarro language. So now we know what Bizarro did. Bizarro turned Metropolis into Bizarro World or Bizarro City or whatever like that. And he turned Superman into Bizarro #1. To be continued. So yeah.
Well, even Lois is a Bizarro too. Yeah.
She's Bizarro also. Yeah. So basically, I think I don't know what happened. I think Bizarro sacrificed himself to turn Superman into him, the new Bizarro. So there you go. I think that's what happened.
Cool.
Yeah, but like I said, Jason Aaron coming out the gates. I love it that he took the wackiest villain he could possibly take and just went through it. He didn't want to do Lex Luthor, or Deathstroke and shit like that. Let's get Bizarro. Let's
Doomsday
get Doomsday. No, not the cool villain. Get the wacky villains, man. And he didn't do like the rebooted Bizarro, like he's a clone. And no. He's from wacky multiverse shit, flat Earth, all this shit. Let's just go. So I want to see. I want to see what Jason Aaron does. Yeah.
I know. I'm on board. I thought this was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Bizarro is okay.
Now, I'm thinking what they're doing is that I don't think he's the new writer. I think he's just doing an arc, and then he's jumping off, and then another guy's going to come on. So
yeah. But no, Bizarro is always. I always thought Bizarro was kind of like.
Hello.
Yeah, no, but I'm on board. I thought, oh shit, damn it! Did I cut out again? Did I just cut out again?
Yeah, you did. You said something about I always thought Bizarro, and then that's it.
Oh no, I always thought Bizarro was kind of like Frankenstein, where he's kind of sad, kind of sympathetic. So
and sometimes he is. Sometimes he is.
Yeah, but like last time there was like a smart version of him in like that Red Hood book. That was from a while ago though.
Yeah,
that Red Hood and the Outlaws.
But the thing is, there's so many different Bizarros. So they got different versions of Bizarro. So you don't know what Bizarro you're gonna get. But this one, the one he's doing, this is classic, original Silver Age Bizarro he's doing. So yeah.
No, I thought it was dope. I'm on board. So I thought it was cool.
Cool. Anything else you got or?
No, those are the only books I'm gonna read. I did read like the new Blade, which was cool. He teamed up with Hulk. Okay. Yeah, he teamed up with the Hulk and helped fight demons and shit. That's still fun. Titans Beast World is still dope. The new Wolverine with the Sabretooth War kicked off.
So you read that?
I did read that, but there's so much. I'm not reading any of that Fall of X shit. So they're referencing shit. I don't really know what's going on. So that's another. So I didn't review that. but it was pretty cool. Like that Wolverine run is pretty cool, but and it's being advertised as the most violent Wolverine story ever told.
We'll
So,
see.
and it does go pretty brutal though. There's like motherfuckers getting ripped apart and spelling names with body parts and shit. It goes pretty hard.
Okay.
And then Earth Divers, Stephen Graham Jones still continues to be cool. So those are just runner ups, but yeah, I'm not going to review anything else.
Cool. Like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. This is one of our longer episodes we've had in a while.
Yeah,
normally we've been getting in, getting out, but this is one of the longest we've had. But
yeah, we went old school. Yeah,
yeah, epic one. Like I said, if you listen longer than 30 seconds, you have helped the algorithm. That's all it is. Just 30 seconds, a cup of coffee. That's it. Next week, I think I got a movie I'm going to review next week. I think, but I want to name it because if I name it, that means I got to commit to it.
Oh.
But if I don't commit to it, then I don't have to do it. I can just say I forgot. Yeah.
Maybe I'll finally finish that Godzilla series or Monarch or whatever. I only watched the first episode.
Oh shit. Okay. If you do, we're gonna talk about it. Because I finished it.
Okay. Well then maybe I will.
I did finish it. Yeah, okay. We'll go to it. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Took me over like a fever. Caught you hiding in the smoke, smoke, smoke. Like a meteor, I glow, glow, glow. Ooh, lay your red hand on me, baby. Ooh, ooh, as I go. Into the sea, out of fire, all that burning. Into the sea, out of fire, all that burning. Into the sea, out of fire, all that burning. Into the sea, out of fire. All that What you gonna do? 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 What you gonna do when you get? Will I release her from the bindings of her teachers? What they're hiding there is broke, broke, broke. Like the river Styx, I flow, flow, flow. What you gonna do when you get to the water? What you gonna do when you get to the water? What you gonna do when you get to the water? What you gonna do when you get to the water?